where pop star Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34.
Yeah, the troubled performer grew up in the limelight, but he was in and out of rehab several times in his short life.
Well, it's a cold case. It's been lingering for 27 years.
Y'all, a former associate has just spilled some piping hot tea to a federal grand jury, claiming they've got explosive evidence from Diddy's infamous private gatherings. And sweetie, if you think these details are shocking, just wait. We're barely scratching the surface.
Thought Diddy would be throwing all his celebrity mates under the bus.
I mean, that could potentially be coming when it's time for court and when it's time for him to testify. But what we're seeing right now is how important public relations really are to Sean Combs. He's desperately trying to control the narrative behind bars, allowing his attorneys to do
Picture this, darling. Diddy's legal powerhouse, the man who's been his ride or die for months, has reportedly thrown in the towel. Can you even? His top-tier lawyer has allegedly walked away from the case right in the middle of everything. The drama, the chaos. This isn't some fresh-faced attorney straight out of law school, honey. We're talking about someone with decades of experience, and even he seems to be completely done with all of this. Word on the street is that the lawyer lost faith in both the case and Diddy himself. I mean, seriously, when your own defense team starts jumping ship faster than passengers on the Titanic, what does that tell you about the strength of your case?
What his team is trying to do is get the public to assume that the government is leaking some of this negative information about him, like that Cassie video. But the reality is, he's got a lot of enemies, and I really don't believe it's this.
Oh, but wait until you hear this, darling. While Diddy's legal team is crumbling like a house of cards, the hits just keep on coming. A leaked prison call recording has set the internet absolutely ablaze. And sweetie, it's making Diddy look even worse. In the recording, a voice, allegedly Diddy's, is heard instructing one of his sons to get rid of all the pizza boxes. Now hold up a minute. What in the world could that mean? Is it some kind of code? Was he trying to hide evidence? Honey, this recording has everyone's imaginations running wild, and honestly, it raises more questions than answers. One thing's for sure, whatever Diddy was trying to do has backfired spectacularly. Instead of quieting the chatter, this leak has only added more fuel to an already raging fire. And darling, the evidence is now pouring in from every direction, painting an even darker picture of the man we once saw as a music industry icon. Speaking of evidence, let me spill the tea about what prosecutors have uncovered so far. During their search of Diddy's home, they found items that are almost too outrageous to believe. We're talking firearms with scratched off serial numbers, a massive stockpile of personal products, and get this, recordings of his private events. These recordings allegedly show multiple individuals in highly questionable situations, and prosecutors are saying they're absolutely crucial to proving their case against him.
Just to tell the truth, so hopefully we can get down to the bottom of this. I'm 100%, the charges against me are 100% false, and hopefully due to time, we'll start.
While Diddy's legal troubles are mounting faster than designer shoes in a clearance sale, the prosecution is strutting around with more confidence than ever. In fact, the accuser's lawyer has boldly declared that Diddy's chances of avoiding a life sentence are practically non-existent. And honestly, with this avalanche of evidence that keeps piling up like dirty laundry, it's hard to disagree. The lawyer's confidence isn't just hot air, it comes from what they're calling an unprecedented amount of corroboration from witnesses, recordings, and seized items. They've even had the audacity to say that Diddy's wealth and influence won't be enough to save him this time. That's a pretty bold statement, but with everything we've seen so far, it might just be right on the money.
In her civil lawsuit, Cassie said that she was the victim of abuse, assault, and at the hands of Diddy.
Now let's circle back to that leaked prison call for a moment, because honey, it's too juicy to just gloss over. The recording allegedly captures Diddy advising his son to get rid of evidence, and while the exact meaning of pizza boxes remains unclear, everyone's speculating about what it could mean. Was he referring to physical evidence that could tie him to these shocking allegations, or was it a metaphor for something even bigger? The fact that this call was leaked at all suggests that Diddy's every move is being watched like a hawk, and it's definitely not doing him any favors. The leak has sparked an absolute frenzy online, with fans, critics, and even legal experts all weighing in on what it could mean. Some are calling it the smoking gun that could seal his fate, while others think it's just another piece in this messy puzzle. But here's the real kicker, darling. This isn't just about Diddy anymore. The leaked call and mounting evidence have opened the floodgates, and now more people are stepping forward with their own stories. Witnesses who were once as quiet as church mice are suddenly finding their voices, sharing details that only add to the growing case against him.
We're not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to...
Now, let's dish about the man who walked away. Mark Agnifilo, Diddy's now former lawyer, is no lightweight in the legal world. With over 30 years of experience and a resume that includes defending some of the biggest names in corporate and criminal law, Agnifilo is exactly the kind of lawyer you want in your corner when the stakes are this high. So why would someone of his caliber abandon ship like this? Sources close to the case suggest that Agnifilo saw the writing on the wall. Between the overwhelming evidence, the leaked recordings, and the damning testimony, it seems even he couldn't see a way out of this mess. And honestly, can you blame him? When your client is facing accusations this serious and the evidence keeps stacking up like pancakes at a breakfast buffet, there's only so much even the best lawyer can do.
You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
But honey, here's where things get really interesting. Agnifilo's departure has left Diddy scrambling to find new representation, and insiders are saying it's not going well at all. With his reputation in absolute tatters and the case against him growing stronger by the day, it's becoming increasingly difficult for Diddy to find a lawyer willing to touch this case with a 10-foot pole. And without a strong legal team, his chances of mounting a successful defense are looking slimmer than a supermodel during Fashion Week. It's a dire situation, and one that seems to get worse with each.
Hey, real quickly, all that commissary stuff, he's not getting any of that because people in the shoe have an abbreviated list. So he's out of luck. No stake for him. Yeah, he is on watch. This guy thought he would have went home. All of a sudden, he didn't get bond. Remember, the first night that he was there.
So where does all this leave Diddy? Honey, it's hard to see any light at the end of this tunnel. The evidence is overwhelming. Witnesses are singing like canaries, and even his own legal team is running for the hills. And let's talk about that public perception. Once hailed as a music pioneer and cultural icon, Diddy's reputation has taken a nosedive that would make a skydiver nervous. Fans who once worshipped the ground he walked on are now questioning everything they thought they knew, and the court of public opinion. Oh, darling, it's turning against him faster than milk left out in the sun.
Now, to the latest on the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs. This one has so many people talking. The disgraced music mogul facing federal racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking charges. Both the prosecution and defense teams are set to discuss the next phase of action following the indictment as investigators work to determine potential co-conspirators. But how exactly did we get here?
Just when you thought the revelations couldn't get any darker or more twisted in the Sean Diddy Combs saga, brace yourself. We're not just talking legal battles anymore. This is about connections to some of the most shocking incidents in music history. We're talking mysterious ends to high-profile lives and whispers of betrayal stretching back decades. The deeper you dig into Diddy's world, the more it feels like stepping into a labyrinth of secrets and power plays that make even the juiciest Hollywood scandals look tame. Let's dive right into the part of the story that has everyone's jaws on the floor. Kim Porter, Diddy's former partner and mother of 3 of his children. Her untimely passing in 2018 was officially blamed on health complications. But honey, almost from day one, rumors have swirled that there's far more to this story. And now, details from her alleged manuscript are coming to light, and let me tell you, it's enough to make your head spin.
Right, well, Kim Porter, you know, that is Diddy's ex, who's also the mother of his 3 of his children.
Right.
Has detailed the alleged abuse that she suffered at his hands. Oh, no. And this is all in a memoir.
According to sources close to the situation, Kim didn't just know Diddy's secrets. She was planning to expose them all. Reports suggest she had been working on a tell-all book that would have blown the lid off not just Diddy's personal life, but also his alleged role in some of hip-hop's most controversial moments. And here's the kicker. She reportedly told close friends that if anything ever happened to her, they needed to make sure this book got out. Fast forward to today, and whispers are circulating that a former associate of Kim's has possession of this explosive material. If true, this could change everything. not just for Diddy's legal battles, but for his entire legacy.
Person that really put their hands on women really is men who have feminine traits. So, you know, it really takes a coward to put his hands on a woman. So, you know, a man is so strong enough, we can just walk away. You can do, there's so many different things that you can do other than get upset, put your hands on a woman. But that comes from a man who's not quite a grown man.
Hold on to your seats because this gets even more chilling. One of the most shocking claims tied to Kim's manuscript suggests that Diddy might have had knowledge or even a hand in events that led to the losses of Tupac and the notorious B.I.G. Just let that sink in. Two of music's most iconic figures, their tragic ends still shrouded in mystery and conspiracy theories. Could Diddy, one of the industry's most powerful players, have been involved somehow? It's a question that has haunted fans for decades, and now it's being asked louder than ever. Let's rewind to the mid-1990s, at the height of the East Coast versus West Coast rivalry. Diddy was at the top of his game running Bad Boy Records and managing stars like Biggie Smalls, while Suge Knight held court on the West Coast with Death Row Records. The tension wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal. When Tupac was gunned down in Las Vegas in 1996, followed by Biggie's tragic end in Los Angeles just 6 months later, speculation ran wild about who was responsible and who stood to gain the most.
The whole East-West thing started. We were caught off guard, and that broke my man's heart.
For years, darling, retired law enforcement officials, insiders, and even former gang members have been pointing fingers in every direction. But one name keeps popping up: Diddy's. Retired Los Angeles detective Greg Kading, who led a task force investigating these cases, dropped a bombshell by alleging that Diddy offered a massive sum of money to have Tupac and Suge Knight taken out. According to Kading, while the plan didn't go exactly as intended, the fallout was absolutely devastating. And here's where it gets even juicier. Kading's claims line up perfectly with statements made by Dwayne "Keffy D" Davis, a former gang member recently arrested in connection with Tupac's case. Keffy D has repeatedly implicated Diddy, even claiming he promised a significant payout for his role in the event.
You know, that's the whole truth on the Tupac thing, you know what I'm saying?
And let's talk about Biggie Smalls. While he was Diddy's golden boy who helped put Bad Boy Records on the map, whispers about tension between them have never really died down. Some suggest Biggie was planning to leave Bad Boy and start his own label, a move that would have hit Diddy's empire right where it hurts. Could this have played a role in what happened next? It's a question that's been asked time and time again, and with Kim Porter's alleged manuscript resurfacing, it's being asked with renewed urgency.
Named Diddy 77 times in court documents related to Tupac's murder.
But oh honey, the connections don't stop there. Over the years, a disturbing pattern has emerged. Many individuals who were close to Diddy or who had conflicts with him have faced mysterious and tragic ends. Take Al B. Shore, for instance, a close friend of Kim Porter's who's been vocal about his suspicions surrounding her passing. He himself faced a life-threatening health scare not long ago, and while he recovered, he's hinted there's more to the story than meets the eye.
Only man currently facing charges in the case, Dwayne "Keffy D" Davis, claims that Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, paid for a hit on Tupac.
Adding more fuel to this blazing fire, darling, is Courtney Burgess's testimony. This former associate of Kim Porter came forward with flash drives allegedly containing evidence about Kim's suspicions of Diddy. According to Burgess, these recordings include conversations where Kim expressed fears about her safety and detailed specific incidents where she felt watched. This matches earlier claims that Diddy had reportedly wired Kim's home and hired people to monitor her every move.
Right now, Davis is fighting for bail ahead of his murder trial, which he has pleaded not.
Just when you thought this story couldn't get more twisted, Jamie Foxx enters the picture. The beloved actor and musician who goes way back with Diddy and even hosted some of his infamous parties had his own mysterious health struggles recently. While Jamie's kept quiet since his health scare, whispers suggest his condition might not be as straightforward as it seemed. Could there be a connection to the web of allegations surrounding Diddy?
This case, this is a case that it's going to take some nuance, that's for sure.
Yet even with all this swirling around him, Diddy maintains his innocence. brushing off these allegations like lint from a designer suit. His legal team's been working overtime to discredit witnesses and question evidence. But as more people come forward, it's getting harder and harder to believe this is all just coincidence.
Some people do think that Diddy can help him, but this guy's going to be locked up forever. His case will probably take at least 3 years to litigate. He'll stay at MDC. There's rumors that he wants to go to Essex County Jail in New Jersey because he doesn't like MDC. He's a Marshals inmate. There's no way they're going to transfer him back and forth, I don't know, several times a week.
So as this explosive saga of Sean Diddy Combs continues to unfold, the questions keep mounting. Will we ever uncover the truth about his alleged connections to the tragic ends of Tupac and Notorious B.I.G.? And what about the mysterious circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's passing? Could her manuscript hold the key to exposing Diddy's darkest secrets? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Until next time, stay tuned for more shocking revelations in this explosive story. Goodbye for now.